The blue chip game for the World Professional Football Championship. The Browns had come through with a tremendous season, losing only once to the Philadelphia Eagles in their last regular season game. Otto Graham had his greatest year, and the Browns were immediately installed as the favorites. So let's go back to the action now. The climax of the 1953 season. The most dramatic football game I've ever seen played at Briggs Stadium. Here are the Cleveland Browns warming up at Briggs Stadium prior to the start of the championship football game. Now here are the world champion Detroit Lions, who are today defending their title. Early in the opening quarter, Cleveland's Otto Graham fades to pass. He's hit by Joe Schmidt and fumbles. Detroit's Les Bingaman dives on the ball on Cleveland's 12-yard line, and the Lions get the first break of the ball game. On the next play, halfback Gene Gedman drives outside his left tackle on a crossbuck that's good for 7 yards. The Lions take advantage of the game's first break as halfback Doak Walker bangs into the end zone from 2 yards out with the first score of the game. Adding the extra point, the Lions lead the Browns 7-0. Late in the quarter, Detroit's Hutchie Hornsmeyer fumbles the handoff, and Cleveland's Len Ford recovers on the Detroit 6-yard line as the first quarter comes to an end. The Lions hold, so on fourth down, Lou the Toe Groza attempts a field goal from the 13-yard line. It's good, and Cleveland narrows the Detroit lead to 7-3. It's late in the second quarter, and Cleveland's Otto Graham fades to pass on third down from his own 46. After bouncing off the hands of Ken Carpenter, the leather is intercepted by Detroit's Jim David, who rolls for 36 yards before being upended on the Cleveland 20. Here's the most disputed play of the game. Bobby Lane pitches out to Doak Walker. Walker runs wide, then fires back to Lane, who grabs the ball on the 19 and scurries for an apparent touchdown. But the officials ruled that Lane, as the T-formation quarterback, was an ineligible receiver, and the TD was nullified. The Cleveland defense stiffens, so on fourth down from the 23, Doak Walker tries a field goal. The Dokers try is letter perfect, and the score at halftime, Detroit 10, Cleveland 3. The Browns start to roll in the third quarter. From the Detroit 49, Otto Graham pitches complete to Billy Reynolds for 7 yards and a first down on the enemy 42. Moving in high gear now, Cleveland's Graham carries over left tackle to the 20, where he laterals to Ken Carpenter. And the play is good for 16 yards, making it goal to go for Cleveland on the Detroit 9-yard line. The Cleveland team is fired up. Fullback Harry Jagady romps through the Lions for 9 yards and a touchdown. Lou Groza's subsequent conversion knocks the count at 10-10. It's late in the third quarter, and the Browns are again on the go. Doug Jones drives through a nice hole for 17 yards and a first down on the Detroit 23. Harry Jagady, Cleveland's most devastating ground gainer, digs for 13 more yards. And the Browns bid to break the 10-10 stalemate as the third quarter ends. The Lions brace at the outset of the final quarter, and Cleveland's Lou Groza attempts a 15-yard field goal. It's good, and Cleveland leads for the first time in the game 13-10. The Lions are able to get going, so the Browns take over and try to add some insurance to their 3-point lead. Harry Jagady carries them 30 yards closer to touchdown territory as he romps for a first down on the Detroit 39. Cleveland is stopped cold at the Detroit 35, where automatic Lou Groza steps back to the Detroit 43 and boots. It's good, as Groza's third field goal of the day ties the championship game record. The Browns lead 16-10. Now it's the Lions' ball, first and 10 on their own 20-yard line with 4:58 to play, and Bobby Lane passing to Jim Doran for 17 yards to the Detroit 37. 2 Lane passes fall incomplete, but on third down, the cool Lion quarterback comes through the 13-yard heave to Jim Doran. With less than 3 minutes to play, the Lions are threatening. The Lions drive to the Cleveland 33. Then Bobby Lane decides to go for the jackpot. He has a man open. It's Jim Doran. He grabs it for a sensational touchdown. And pandemonium breaks loose in Brink Stadium as Detroit ties the game at 16-16. With the outcome hanging in the balance, Detroit's Doak Walker attempts the extra point. His effort is letter perfect, and the Never Say Die Lions forge into a 17-16 lead. Moments later, the game ends with the Detroit Lions successfully defending their title of world champions of professional football by turning back the Cleveland Browns in a thrilling, hard-fought 17-16 battle. And that's it for the season, fans. The Lions reign as champions of professional football for the second consecutive season. These film highlights have been presented by the Goebel Brewing Company, brewers of Goebel 22, America's flavor champion year after year after year. And in closing this film action, I'd like to remind you that no other American beer can match Goebel's great record in international beer competition. 11 top awards in 3 years. Now this is your Goebel reporter, Van Patrick, saying so long, and if it's Goebel, it's good. This is Van Patrick with the highlights of the Detroit Lions 1963 season. A season that saw the Lions win 5, lose 8, and tie 1. Lions team that in 1962 had its winningest season, 11-3, and beat the Steelers in the playoff bowl 17-10. The difference, all agree, loss of key personnel and injuries. And how those injuries? Well, let's give a look. The Detroit Lions, determined to better their second-place 62 finish, opened hostilities against the Los Angeles Rams in a Saturday night game in the Los Angeles Coliseum. The Rams are trying to fight their way up from the bottom of the Western Conference. Lions stalked the Rams early in the first quarter as Bill Plum hooks up with Gail Cogdell, making the Motor City men 21 yards richer. Detroit lights up the scoreboard with 3 when Wayne Walker boots a tremendous 46-yard field goal. The Lions, a defensive team par excellence, stop the Rams and they are forced to punt. Danny Villanueva's short kick is given a long ride by Tom Watkins. Watkins waylays the Rams as he streaks away on a 53-yard return that sets Detroit up for another score. Danny Lewis gets the call, and he packs the pigskin around right in. Lewis is in for the talent, and the Detroiters hold a 10-0 lead. In the second quarter, Bill Plum tosses to Terry Barr as Detroit moves inside the 5. Detroit settles for a field goal as once again Wayne Walker kicks a 3-pointer. Ram quarterback Terry Baker, the heralded Heisman Trophy winner, is making his professional debut. It's an inauspicious one, as Terry's pass is pilfered by Dick LeBeau. LeBeau sets sail with his 70-yard rocket ride. It's 20-0, and the Lions are pulling away. In the third quarter, that great Detroit defense takes the spotlight. On fourth down, Roman Gabriel tries to sweep into the end zone, but the Lions stop him 1 yard short. The Los Angeles defense comes in for its share of plaudits. Lyndon Crow trips up Larry Ferguson for a safety. Down 20-2, the Rams explode on this play. Roman Gabriel drops back to the left, but he's hard pressed. Gabriel flips to his safety valve, Dick Bass, and the ex-College of the Pacific Star is off on a 53-yard track. On fourth down, Los Angeles is stymied still another time as Sam Williams smothers Gabriel. Once again, the Lions defense performs to perfection as the third quarter comes to a close.